My 23F boyfriend, 23M, of 3 years is using Tinder, claiming to be looking for friends and hangouts. A single friend called me a couple of days ago asking me if I knew that Dave, BF, was using Tinder, despite being with me for the last 3 years, and living together and happily planning an engagement. I was distraught, knowing what Tinder is and what it is used for. I was heartbroken. She goes on to tell me that his bio says he's looking to make some new, exciting and fun friends and looking to hang out. Willing to travel a little if there's enough excitement involved. His pictures do not include me, despite 9/10 pictures ever taken of either of us for the last 3 years having the two of us together in them. One of his pictures is him at the beach, shirtless and a tiny man thong. I got him as a joke. He cropped me out of the image. I brought this up to him, and he laughed it off, saying that my best friend of 11 years is a nosy witch and that too, he's entitled to seek friends and be social, even if it is with complete strangers. Basically he completely invalidated my points and made me feel guilty for being upset by this, playing it off like I am being possessive. Since then I've avoided bringing it up and just tried to get over it. He hasn't been out and about any more than usual, so it doesn't look like he has any takers yet, but this is just not sitting right with me. I'm upset and feeling betrayed, and I don't know how to put my point across without him invalidating it or guilting me. What can I do? Am I in the wrong for not being okay with this? I do not want to throw away 3 years over something that might be me being silly. Too long, didn't read, boyfriend of 3 years using a notorious dating and casual romance / hookup app to look for friends with suspicious bio and pics. Edit. Firstly, thank all of you for all of your perspectives and advice in this quite frankly disgusting situation I've found myself in. I decided I'd play dirty as someone suggested and made a Tinder profile, pretending to be a friend, with her permission, whom he does not know. I hit on him. He reciprocated and made plans to meet with me at a nearby coffee shop that we occasionally date at, minutes after making my intentions clear. Wow. In about 20 minutes he'll be headed out to go and meet me and I'll be packing up his poop ready for him to leave when he gets back. House is my family's, he has no rights to any of it. I deserve better. Edit/update 2. He sat at the coffee place waiting for her / me for over an hour in the hopes to meet my, to be honest, gorgeous friend. Obviously she didn't show up. Shortly after he left I called my dad to explain, and I must have sounded pretty distraught because he came over without me asking. Dave came home to his clothes packed up by the door. He came in yelling, "What the duck is this?" And, unbeknownst to him, my dad was sat by me on the sofa and responded on my behalf, telling him in no certain words to get his filthy unfaithful butt out of his house. I am glad he did. I think my dad knows I'm timid and prone to being pushed about. His face dropped when he pieced it together and without a word he 180'd and grabbed his bags. I know he has places he can stay, and family nearby, so I'm not worried about him having no place to sleep. This is going to hurt for a long time, but I can never forgive that kind of breach of trust. I'm not the type of person to move past it. I'll allow him back to collect his pieces of furniture and such in a week or so when he is situated, but that's as far as seeing him again goes. I am also dreading a phone call from his mother, whom I love dearly. She'll be heartbroken too. Velp, bye bye 3 years. Duck you Dave.
Hey guys, please like, comment, and subscribe. It would really help me out, thanks.
From my experience, Tinder is not about friends. I have never heard of anyone using Tinder for anything but hookups. That said, let's get Reddit's consensus before we make a decision. Maybe a ton of people use Tinder as a friend finder and you and I just don't know it yet. If it's a common practice, I'd let it go. Like you said, his actual behavior hasn't changed yet. If no one has heard of using Tinder as a friend finder before, I'd have a serious chat with him about it. I'd say it all depends on the consensus. My 36F husband, 36M, caught lying about seeing another girl. Do I end this before he does? Update/more fuel. We talked last night, and he told me he met this girl a few years ago in London while he was in a pub. They got on, exchanged numbers. He didn't offer that. I had to ask the million-dollar rhetorical question, did this happen while we were together? Yes. Am I not allowed to get on with people? I left the room. My mother works for a law firm and has sent me the names of immigration lawyers. I'm processing everything I need to do before I make an emotional decision and potentially screw something up. The kindness and humor have been stabilizing and have genuinely kept my knees from shaking. Thank you, thank you, thank you. My husband moved here from London to marry me in February of 2017. Honestly, it was a weird transition going from long distance to suddenly living together and married, but I figured that was something we'd navigate together. The last few months, I noticed a change in his WhatsApp activity, constantly online, last seen timestamps at really early hours in the morning, combined with zero romance, zero touching, barely any talking. I tortured myself over what could be going on. Long story short, I confronted him about it, even used the name of the girl he was talking to. My friend was holding my husband's phone when a message from her showed up, and he denied. Tonight, for absolutely no reason whatsoever, I decided to scroll through Venmo feed. Seriously, I was just vegging out and scrolling. Saw my husband's name, and transfer to the girl's name with the title Damsel in Distress. Confronted him. Then he told me he's having doubts about this, about us. I do understand how difficult it has been to move from London to a suburb, but my empathy stops there. The lies continued. Tells me he booked a trip to Denver last Thursday to see a mate. I look up the girl on Facebook. What do you know, she lives in Denver. He then admits he was going to see her while he was there. The ease with which he lies is unnerving. So here I am. He wants to work things out. I don't trust he won't come back from Denver in July and tell me it's over, and here I was, waiting for him and twiddling my thumbs. He's controlling the situation, and my trust in him is gone. I want to tell him to either leave now, or plan to relocate to Denver, BC. He clearly has intentions. How do I approach this? His I want to try to fix this rings hollow and leaves me open to be stomped on at his will. Too long, didn't read. Husband has been talking to another girl, lied about it, cites difficulty adjusting here, has flights booked to go and see her, and only told me because I pushed. He wants to fix things but is still going to Denver. He's already made his choice. I'm sorry. End it. Me, 31F, with my husband, 32M. 10 years, he didn't hang up phone properly and went on to give away his infidelity. Help. So I was talking to my husband on the phone earlier while he finished work and was getting groceries. Anyway, we say goodbye and he fails to hang up properly. I didn't actually realize until I heard a female voice say his name and that she was so excited to spend the night again. He said he was excited too and I heard a pecking kiss sort of thing. I hung up. I text him straight away saying I heard it all. Come home immediately. Alone. To talk. Seriously. That was 2 hours ago and his phone has now turned off and I don't know what to do. Help? Too long, didn't read, overheard husband and female talk about spending the night and what may have been a kiss. When I asked him to come home he turned off his phone and hasn't been home 4 hours later. Edit, IT is nearly 1 AM in the UK. I am off to bed but will update of and when I can. Thanks everyone. Edit 2, he hasn't turned up for work this morning. He was due in at 10 AM and it's now 12:15. His boss rang me to ask why he was late. I half explained that we'd had a falling out, didn't want to go into too much detail of course. Peter, the boss, said he seemed distant as he clocked off work yesterday evening. Now this is where things get a little complicated. My husband works in a care home for special needs children. He was still working while doing groceries. It was a shopping trip for the residents too, so he finished work shortly after the phone call incident. This means that the woman in question is either a colleague, or my husband has the complete audacity to risk his job by allowing strangers to join his work activities. I'm trying not to dwell on who the woman could be or I'll be too upset. I've spoken to all friends, family, anyone that might know where my husband is but no one knows. My sister, and my husband's brother have come to an agreement: if he is not home by dinner time tonight, we will have to report him missing just in case. Also, for those concerned, I have spoken to a lawyer briefly over the phone, and am seeing him in person tomorrow while my sister babysits. I have also checked our bank, and the last access was while husband was shopping before he finished work. No money has gone in or out since. Sorry for any mistakes editing on my mobile while out with the kids. They are a lot chirpier today, but who wouldn't be while at the zoo? Wow, I wouldn't even expect him to come home tonight. He still isn't home. I've messaged his friends asking if they know where he is. Not for my sake, but our kids are asking after him. He's not answering? What a ducking coward. Prepare for divorce. He is using this time to get his stories straight. I am furious for you. Honestly, I think it's more that he's relieved it's all out and has chosen the other woman over me. I genuinely doubt he will be home for a very long time. I just worry for the kids.